Distinguished Toastmaster Mark Young is a charter member of Antigua Toastmasters Club. He's also founding and present member of the Waladli Toastmasters Club and the Black Pineapple Toastmasters Club. He has served as club president, club vice president education, club vice president membership, and sergeant at arms. He has also served as District 81 public relations manager for the 2019-2020 Toastmasters year and achieved his distinguished Toastmaster status at that same year. He has participated in coordinating in various training and presentations at the club and social levels, including the Youth Leadership Program and Speechcraft. His 2022 mantra is, "Part of what you become lies in the part of what you give." Let us all welcome to the podium, Charter President, Distinguished Toastmaster Mark Young.
Good evening, everyone. Such a pleasure to see you all. Hi, Gary. Gary, I'm glad that you're here. Wait, who do I see in black? Okay. I want our two young men to stand up because I was kind of thinking that I was going to be the only male here this evening. And I was going to be the oldest male, but I am glad that we have two younger males here to accompany me this evening. So thank you guys, and happy 10 to you special. And happy 10 to all our Toastmasters here with us this evening. I just want to talk about three things, just as distinguished Toastmaster Melinda spoke about, three little things. And the first has to do with change. I remember just over 10 years ago, it would have been 15 years actually, when I first came to Antigua and Barbuda. You see, I was living my life happy. I was content with where I was in Belize. Our two gentlemen would know what I'm talking about now. When you get married, you no longer have 100% control over your life. And my wife will agree with me. You have to relinquish that control. And that is why I'm talking about the first point, being changed, because you change. And when I came to Antigua and Barbuda 15 years ago, I had to change. It was a metamorphosis that took control over my life, because my wife will tell you there was a time when I almost had a mental breakdown. I just couldn't accept being here in Antigua. Antigua was too small for me. I went to the supermarket. It was where Woods is right now. And that first time I went to that supermarket, I could not go in there the second time. I could not believe the prices that I had to pay for oranges or bananas. Where back home, I would get a sack of orange, 100, sometimes 125 orange for $3 or $4. Belize, which is 2 US. And here I am paying 2 US for 1 orange. I couldn't fathom it. So I had to undergo that change. And the change came when I got my first job. And the salary that I got at that first job was about 5 times what I was making in Belize. So there comes me now. I'm so happy because, oh yes, I can embrace change. Toastmasters, it has been 10 years. And a lot has happened over 10 years. If we look back over our own private, our own personal life, we can tell that 10 years has changed us. We are no longer the same person we were 10 years ago. And that is growth. And if you think in the next 10 years, in 2032, what you will be like, you would have grown much, much, much more. And I want you to apply that growth here in Antigua Toastmasters Club and in any Toastmasters Club that you become a part of. Growth, change. My second point is about feelings. We all have feelings, and we can always see how people who approach you, how they feel. Sometimes we try to hide our feelings, and that's okay because we feel threatened when everybody knows exactly how we feel. 2 years after starting in Antigua Toastmasters Club, after I had relinquished the presidency and a new group took over, I felt that my feelings were hurt. I'm not kidding you. I felt like I was being trampled. But I remember the words of it is Julie's nephew. He's a doctor and he's teaching in Harvard. And he said that, and it wasn't in relation to what I was going through, but he always said that feelings, they come, they go. You don't pay attention to your feelings. If there's something that you have to do, just do it. You may not want to get out of bed, but if you have a wife, you must. There are certain things you may not want to do. You feel like, I don't feel like doing that. But you realize that you have to put your feelings aside and you have to do what must be done. Relinquishing that presidency and seeing things being done not the way how I would have wanted it to be done, it gave me feelings, and it was something that I had to release because I was no longer in control. Toastmasters will look now at, you can look at your executive and you may not like the way how they're doing things. And that is why you become a member of the executive. Because then when you put your foot in that shoe, you'll see how hard it is to walk. We see Toastmasters after 10 years so vibrant. We do not see how they became so vibrant. We do not see what the executive have had to do to reach this milestone that we are celebrating right now. I want to thank each and every one of you who have served as an executive member in any Toastmasters Club, because I have done it and I know what you're going through. But I want to encourage anyone who has not served as an executive member to do so. It is a different growth, a different mindset that you acquire once you have become an executive member. Serve on your executive. If you want to make a change, if you want to change feelings, become an executive member in your Toastmasters Club. The third talk about has to do with the quote that I decided to embrace for this year, which is sometimes giving is more, is given. Let me see if I can get my quote correctly. I can't even get my own quote correctly. Part of what you become lies in the part that you give. Giving is easy. Some people will tell you that it's hard to give. It may be hard to give if you're thinking financially. It may be hard to give something that you treasure, something tangible. But what is more important than all the money that you may have, is giving your time. You see, just over 11 years ago, when I never knew about Toastmasters, didn't know what it was about, I met two persons in Tortola. One of them is Bobby Fisher. One of them, I beg your pardon, Bobby. One of them is Bobby Fawcett. I always get mixed up because I used to love this guy who played chess, Bobby Fischer. And he had an impact on me when I was growing up and just listening to his story. But Bobby Fischer gave me of her time. She taught me a lot about Toastmasters just before we started the club here in Antigua. Bobby didn't give me money. She gave me her time. And I want to encourage you to give your time. Another Toastmaster who I met when I came back in Antigua was Mark Mackenzie. Mark didn't give me money. Mark gave us his time. He invested his time with us, and that was how we managed to grow from just an idea to where we are now, because these people gave their time. Today, I'm going to give, well, my time, because I don't have any money. So, and I will continue to give my time as much as I can to Toastmasters. Give your time. It is in giving your time and in serving Toastmasters that we can create the type of persons that we want to become. I want to also add, finally, that two other persons who are here with us this evening, who originally were with us at the beginning of Toastmasters, Antigua Toastmasters Club. These two young persons, I don't believe they get the formal recognition that they should always get. They work as a team. And if there isn't one, there is the other. And I know that because their team is so strong, when you get one, it's like 2 for 1. 2 for 1, you get one, but the other one, is extra. I want to give my heartfelt thanks to the Price sisters, because they have been with us from the very beginning, and they continue to be with us. And they are the epitome of giving. Anybody who if you have met them, or if you have heard about them, you know that they reflect the spirit of giving. And I want to thank you, Elka and Cindy, for all that you have done to bring us to this milestone, the 10 great years of Toastmasters in Antigua. It has been a fabulous 10 years. I enjoyed every minute of it. I want to continue to enjoy another 10 years. By then I'll be 50. I'll be ready to retire, right, Gary? Yes, I'll be ready to retire in the next 10 years. And I want to just express my sincere thanks to everyone who has, whatever you have done in the smallest of ways to bring us to this 10 years of service of Antigua and Toastmasters Club in Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Mark Young, for reminding us that we must practice change that fosters growth, control our feelings and don't pay attention to our feelings, and get the work done. And we must give of our time. Thank you so much for those very, very needed words at this time.